Thanks. I really appreciate the recognition. I appreciate the chairman and ranking member for providing this member day. And look, as a former Army Ranger, as a member of the West Point Board of Visitors, as someone who's worn our nation's uniform and had the chance to serve in Congress, it is an honor to serve alongside so many of you and so many of our other colleagues who truly put the needs of our veterans at the top of the priority list. I really can't think of a more bipartisan thing that goes on in Congress right now than making sure that our nation keeps its promises that it's made to our veterans. And so, that's why I was pleased to put together a letter in April after visiting the National Personnel Records Center to see what's going on with the backlog. I appreciate other members who've already highlighted the problem there, but fundamentally, that record center is a 6 million square foot warehouse in St. Louis. It's stacked about 4 stories high with banker boxes of records. It's not been operated as a critical facility. It's not been operated as an essential facility. When it wasn't closed, it's been operated at 25% capacity. In late fall, it went to two shifts at 25% capacity. And in a response to me, they said that they could not run 24/7 continuous operations. I would like to highlight that thankfully, our grocery businesses have delivered food by manning their warehouses 24/7. Amazon clearly knows how to operate their warehouses. And frankly, even Chewy, the dog toy company, has made sure our nation's pets have had chew toys by operating warehouses. It's embarrassing that the National Personnel Record Center cannot operate a warehouse to serve our veterans and deliver the records that they need to get the benefits that the American people have promised them. It is incumbent upon us to do our duty, not just in this committee, but as members of Congress. All of us should be united. No administration, regardless of political affiliation, should be divided in any way on delivering these promises. And right now, after giving this record center $15 million at the end of the year, the best answer that they can give us is that 18 to 24 months from getting to full strength, which they have no plan to get to in spite of being vaccinated, 18 to 24 months from getting to full strength, they can clear the backlog. That is completely unacceptable. We should be deploying National Guard or any other resources. In fact, I'd be willing to sell it to Amazon. Somebody has to operate this warehouse that cares about delivering on our promises that we've made to our veterans. And I just plead with everyone on this committee, every one of our colleagues, use your personal relationships, use your credit, press, whatever it takes. I've visited the place. We have to keep the promises we've made to our veterans. We can do it with legislation. We ought to be able to do it with a phone call to the president's chief of staff. This is solvable. And I don't think any of us should care who gets the credit. It just needs solved. The last thing I want to highlight is a bill that I introduced. In fact, when I campaigned for office, I said that it would be the first bill that I introduced. And it was, and it's disappointing that it hasn't built more support. But the good news is that since I've been in Congress, things like the Mission Act and the VA Accountability Act have improved the level of service for our veterans. But at the time, one of the things that united our country is making sure that the backlog was cleared, and it's moved too slowly. But I thought, what better way to show our veterans that we will prioritize them getting the medical care that they've been promised and are owed by telling them that members of Congress will lead by example. So the bill is called the Lead by Example Act. It's HR 3030, and it simply says that no member of Congress shall have a health insurance benefit other than the VA health benefit. So we currently participate in the Obamacare exchange. Um, you know, it's got mixed results. And I think if we could participate in the VA care system as members of Congress, we'd see the care that our veterans are getting. We would prioritize the flexibility of choice. We might move to TRICARE. We would help clear the backlog. And I'd love to have more co-sponsors on the Lead by Example Act. I appreciate the work this committee does. Thank you for taking the promises we make to our veterans so seriously. And I yield my time.